I'm going to answer a question that I get asked such a lot and show you some examples. And that is, how do we get all these Porsche? Where do they come from? Is it auction? Where is it? I'm going to show you some and explain how we obtain these beautiful cars. Come with me. So, where do they all come from? And let's go around and I'll show you a few examples. So this 991 Targa, for example, this has come from a meeting that Richard has had when he's been away with the motorsport, and someone's come up to him and said that they've got this lovely car to sell and can we help? So the answer is definitely. So that is one way it happens. I'm going to show you something in a minute that is a bit like seeing that beautiful lady that you know lives locally and you've seen her for decades. She's never got less beautiful, but you've never met her. Anyhow, back to this Macan GTS. Now that's looks like it's sold to a local customer, and it's also one we've supplied before. So that's sort of a common theme, that we've supplied them before, as is this 911 Targa. This came from a gentleman in the Channel Islands. We've dealt with him several times before. He's got several cars. The 911 Targa, same scenario, originally from someone that we've dealt with, John Miller, quite a few times, and sold it locally, and now that one's back, as is this oak green one. Seen that a couple times. In fact, it was my own personal car for a while, and this one is a returning one as well. So a lot of the cars are actually returning to us. What we don't do is that we don't buy them at auction. And the reason for that, you'd think, oh, well, that'd be a fantastic idea, buying a car at auction. It's exciting, the prices and all the rest of it. But for us, bearing in mind the amount of experience we've got, over 30 years of experience, you know, running the Porsche business for myself, and then all the other people that are involved in it, we just don't buy at auction because we see it as too big a risk, even though we know what we're doing. So the 964 on the right there, again, returning customer, dealt with many, many cars of his. So that'll be the common theme here, is that we'll get people, of course, from the internet, we'll get word of mouth, we'll get recommendations, and we'll get returning customers who would like us to help. And now I'm going to show you a car that has been a conundrum for me. So as I said, that I've been dealing with Porsche for over 30 years. And back then, you'd get the Auto Trader, you'd thumb through the Auto Trader, you might see something that you really like, you'd chase it down, you'd maybe go and buy it. We had trade contacts that would supply us cars, which still happens today to an extent, but a lot of the trade actually, when they've got a car that they don't want, you know, because they're a Mercedes dealer and they want to deal with Mercedes and the part exchange Porsche, they'll pass out. Almost all of those go to the car auctions, and just that's not for us, as I mentioned before. So like years ago, I would leave notes on people's cars, I'd knock on their doors, I'd go through every classified advert that I could get my hands on to try and find really nice stock. In fact, it's why it led me to Germany, because I had a bigger supply over there. But there's one car that I wanted, and it lived locally to me, not a mile away from where I was living at the time, and I couldn't get my hands on it, and I knew it was special. Here it is, 25 years later. Got to show it to you. It's something really, really cool. So here it is, only just come in, not yet prepared or cleaned. That old badge may give some of you boffins a clue. And if I say it's my specialist subject, that might give you a further clue. But this car I'd seen 25 years ago. And maybe persistence pays, because although it lived a mile from me, it was behind closed gates, behind a big granite wall, and then there was a black roller shutter that went down over the gates, and so it wasn't something you could easily go in and see, and very seldom, well, I've never seen it on the road, yet it lived a mile away with the same owner for 25 years. Now just look at it. It's also sort of always stayed in my mind because it's the only one I've ever seen in this colour. It's the only glacier blue 911 that I've touched. And I've had thousands. And this one's been with the same owner. Put in a carcoon, used only infrequently in the summer. And just what a find. Now, I don't know through this monitor what colour it looks like in the video. Maybe it looks white, or maybe it looks slightly grey. But it's neither of those two things. It's an eggshell blue, a very light eggshell blue. And it's absolutely gorgeous. We've got all the history for it. Even before this last gentleman had it, it was a local car. It was looked after by people that I know and respect who have now retired. And just the other day, young Beth said, "Oh, you'll like this, Adrian. We've got a local chap with a glacier blue 911. And I knew exactly who it was. Didn't know his name, but I knew exactly which the car was. And now we've got it. It's here. It'll be going up for sale soon. And there we are. Something that, well, crikey, you couldn't get a car with a better provenance, could you? It's been around all that time. A little early 3.2 Carrera. This is a one-off opportunity for me, and really a one-off opportunity for our next custodian. Definitely a car to keep. Definitely something that, well, seeing that I've never seen one before, I don't suppose you will see one in a great hurry. So that's how we get these lovely, lovely Porsche. It's word of mouth, recommendation, previous customers, a little bit of luck sometimes, referrals, but it's never auctions. That just is too sketchy for us. Anyhow, that's it from me. I thought you'd enjoy having a little bit of behind the scenes. I've come in especially on the weekend when it's quiet to do this. And in our next video, I might show you the differences underneath. And I might show you some modified cars. And I'll be doing a road test in a 996 GT3 that is very special with a full Manthe modification performance package. So those are the videos that are coming up. Look forward to seeing you again. You know where we are. If we can help with anything Porsche, or you would like one of yours, or you know of one, and it could do with someone to help find a new home, give us a call. Thank you. It's Adrian at Williams Crawford, Passion for Porsche.